In Age of Sigmar, there's no such thing as a lead-belching Ogre Tyrant. But why not? Why wouldn't an Ogre Tyrant just grab a huge cannon to pulp his foes? To realize that, the cannon I'm using here is the long one from the Leadbelcher kit. I started by snipping off the arm that's attached to the gun and shaving down the remaining area to smooth it a little. I did the same thing with the hand at the midpoint of the cannon. One issue the cannon has though is that despite how long it is, it's still only about 2/3 the height of the spear. And so for the Tyrant to be gripping it at a reasonable height, I later add something for it to sit on. Before that though, I snipped off the top and bottom portion of the spear, careful to leave the hand intact. To create a handle on the cannon for the Tyrant to grip, I cut out a pair of plasticard sections and carved out a groove at the bottom so they'd fit against the cannon barrel. Luckily, like orcs, ogres aren't much for making things pretty, so I didn't need to worry about making it look too sophisticated. I glued the first bit of plasticard above and the second beneath so it looked like he was plausibly holding the handle. Later, I cut out and glued strips of plasticard around the cannon barrel to make it look like they were connected to the handle. All that done, I glued the arm and cannon in place, then slipped a few layers of plasticard beneath to hold it up. Stuffing random weapons into their cannons as shot is one of the things I love most about the Leadbelchers, and for this Leadbelcher Tyrant, I initially wanted to have him gripping this bundle of weapons from the Leadbelcher kit. This would have been really difficult to do though for a number of reasons. First, the hand gripping his hammer isn't open enough to hold the bundle of them, and secondly, there's no second half to the bundle, so I'd have to make it out of a bunch of plasticard rods. I wasn't confident this would work well, so I decided to instead have them bristling out of the cannon barrel. Irritatingly, they don't actually fit as they go to one of the other cannons from the kit. Instead of trying to whittle them down one by one until they'd fit, I instead simply filled the cannon barrel with Procreate, then glued a shortened version of the bundle into place, which works pretty well and isn't too noticeable as a cheat. The weapon bundle actually really helps with the silhouette of the Tyrant, as it's roughly the height of his original spear. With that done, I also decided to swap out the stacked plasticard. Since this is a full-fledged Tyrant, I thought he deserved something more than just a rock or stone. To replace the plasticard, I'm using this dead orc from a Stormcast kit. He's already nicely bloody and hacked up, and with just a little carving fit well under the cannon. Moving back to the left arm, I brainstormed other ways to alter it to reflect his lead-belching nature. This is the pistol from the Mooring Fan kit that I thought might work, but unfortunately it clipped through the floor and the angle didn't actually look that good. Another option that I started on was rolling out balls of Procreate so that I could attach them with a chain to make it look like he's holding chain shot. While I was letting them harden though, I had the better idea of having him hold a torch. I snipped off the hammerhead from the arm and glued in place the snipped down end from the spear. To add fire, I'm using part of the Incest Flail from the Putrid Blightlord kit. The smoke pouring from it is really beautifully sculpted and positioned correctly, looks like it was being grabbed by the wind in the same direction as his clothes. The one issue is that the sphere portion of it is a little too intricate and gothic for an ogre, but maybe it's some kind of Stormcast relic he got off the battlefield and likes to use to light his cannon. Either way, flowing elements like flame or smoke are a great way to make miniatures feel dynamic and alive, so even if it doesn't totally make sense, it's still a good trade-off. While I really love the original Tyrant head, serious and darkly grumpy, my Leadbelcher Tyrant as a whole was still looking a little too much like the original. Replacing heads is always a good way of changing the energy and personality of a miniature, so I decided to swap it for this head from the Leadbelcher kit. Why he would need both a torch and a brand to light a cannon is a little beyond me, but ogres aren't exactly known for their restraint. To get this new head to attach at roughly the same angle as the original required cutting off one of his glorious Fu Manchu mustachios and carving into his left jowl. The result worked well and gave him a meatier energy than the original Tyrant. While the butchered orc had been a good idea, it's too small and his wounds don't really match up with those that would be inflicted by a cannon, even one stuffed with random weapons. To replace him, I picked this Stormcast. To get him to fit in the correct spot, I snipped off his right arm and dug a crater into his chest so that the butt of his cannon would have a place to rest. And with that, my lead-belching Ogre Tyrant was complete. In all, I'm pleased with how he turned out. He's still recognizable as an Ogre Tyrant, but with enough key details changed to shift his character and illustrate his lead-belching ways. I've got some more Ogre conversions on the way, so like this video and subscribe if you're interested in seeing those when they come out. I'm also putting this model up on eBay, so if you're interested in buying him, head over there and bid whatever you're comfortable with. Thanks for watching.